So this is our monthly roundtable. Those of you who aren't familiar with CXM at MSU, we're an entity designed to advance the field of customer experience management. And this roundtable, this monthly roundtable, is just one way that we do it. Probably the most, our conference coming in November, and I'll make sure you get information about that, is another way. We've been doing that since 2019. And we also have a master's degree in customer experience management, North America's first and only. So the roundtable, this is our format, our agenda. We have a lightning round where our expert, our resident expert, Leo, is going to be sharing a topic with you. You're going to be given the opportunity then in a team, in breakout, to apply what you've learned on a mural board. When you come back, you'll have the opportunity to review all the contributions that each team is given, where you have the opportunity to vote on their submissions, identify your favorite submission, and then we have a group discussion around that is going to be led largely by Leo. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Tom DeWitt. I'm the founder of CXM at MSU and the academic program director for the master's degree in customer experience management. Our guest today is Leo Chan. Now, Leo and I can't quite remember Leo when we met, but Leo, let me get your bio here, Leo. I'm sorry.
You're good, Tom.
Leo is the founder of Abound Innovation. He's a people and heart first entrepreneur who believes everyone can be an innovator. An innovator himself, he has 55 US patents and over 20 years of experience. Leo and I have had great discussions about the work that he's done with Chick-fil-A and guiding them to be a more creative and innovative organization and to unleash the innovative potential of their employees. He's a very joyful, enthusiastic individual who is also a facilitator and trainer of the Lego Serious Play training program, which is used for unlocking innovation. So let's give Leo a big welcome. And Leo, I'm going to go ahead and unshare my screen so you can share yours and introduce your brainstorming technique to the group we have on hand here. They're still rolling in.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Leo. Good to meet all of you. And I'm sharing one of my favorite topics in innovation, which is on ideation. So today I'm just sharing with you a simple tool that is extremely powerful, and you're going to learn how to do it, and we're going to practice it, and then go from there. So let me share my screen real quick. This is meant to be, it's not a super formal presentation, but what I'd love for you to gain today is learn how to use this tool. So here's some expectations I have for you is please engage and enjoy the process, because I think ideation is the best thing ever, because you get to dream of a new future. So the tool I'm introducing to you today is called Worst Idea Ever. And so this is meant to be fun, and hopefully you get a little flavor from that, from the name of the tool. And so what happens normally when we get together with people in groups and when we brainstorm and create ideas, nobody wants to come up with a terrible idea, right? That's the fear that we all have, right? Nobody wants to come in and have the worst idea to the group. And so we have kind of this latent fear that's kind of dwindling in our hearts. And so why not address that right at the start of it and get it over with? And so the goal of this is actually to come up with literally the worst ideas you can think of for the topic. And so some of the prompts what I'll give you, but you want to think like, this is really terrible ideas, like things that would get you fired, things that would get you sent to HR, things that you don't want your mom to see on social media, things that would get you arrested. Like, we're talking about terrible ideas, like things you would never consider. And so we're just going to have a go around with that, and then I'll share with you the next part of it. Okay, so we're actually going to do this together. And the theme of the conversation that we're going to practice is on this. So how might we improve the content we're creating for customer experience? That's a prompt Tom and his friend came up with, and so we're going to use that as a theme. So I want us to come up with the worst ideas you can possibly come up with to solve this problem right here. How might we improve the content we're creating for customer experience? So I might say something like, everything that we create should result in people crying and bawling their eyes out. That's probably a pretty bad idea. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to come up with the worst ideas. We should laugh. It should be fun. It should be lighthearted. But what this helps us do is settle in to the topic. So I'm going to share a different part of my screen, and we're going to give this a try. And so I need your participation. And so I'm going to ask you for prompt ideas. So you're going to tell me either in the chat or on Zoom here, come on camera, and I'm just going to type it in and we'll see what we come up with. That sound good? So let's do that. All right, so let me hide this. So I'm literally going to scribe what you say. So what are your worst ideas that you can come with on how might we improve the content you're creating for customer experience? What do you got?
Make it as confusing as possible.
Make it okay, so make it as confusing as possible. Beautiful, thank you. What else?
Use a lot of acronyms.
Use a lot of acronyms. Yep. So think about what could get you fired or sent to HR.
Don't go through a legal and compliance review. Skip it.
Legal compliance, skip it.
Drop a bunch of F-bombs.
Drop F-bombs.
Just don't. Well, there is no such thing as not having an experience, but just what if we just say no empathy?
No empathy.
No information.
No information. Just don't give them any content. Just figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got some going in the chat. I don't know if you can see those. Refer to customers as gullible, knuckle dragging suckers.
Okay, so that's pretty good. I like that. Okay.
He's rolling in the chat.
Pam's got some here. Okay, let me just throw this over here.
Pam's oh, good. You're
household.
copy and pasting. Good. No, those are good. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, these are we're thought. Okay, let me try this. Behind the scenes, ugly truth. Ugly truth. CX. Customers always wrong. Make the content impossible to find. Sorry, let me decline that. Don't do your job. We don't need no stinking customers. What else do we got? What would get you arrested? What would get you arrested to solve this?
Have customers send their credit card numbers to your personal email.
Customers send personal credit card and credit card info to personal email. Cameras in the restroom. That's great. Okay, I like that. Cameras. Is that like in the training restrooms or just in any restroom? For your safety.
Oh, I know. Post something horrific on Twitter, like on the social media owned pages of the brand.
Post
That would be fired, wouldn't it?
horrible things on social. Now called X, apparently, is what Twitter is being rebranded. I don't know if that's a joke or real, but that's what I saw this morning. For brands, share customer info. Oh, lie about your products. What else? What wouldn't you want your mom to see, your parents to see on social media, or your kids to see?
Oh, you're digging deep.
I don't know. Make the links to your customer service site go to actually a porn site.
Make your links go to a porn site. Employees in the y'all are doing great. These are terrible ideas. I love them. Let's go 2 more. What else we got? Anything else? What wouldn't you want on your record as an employee?
Being dishonest.
Okay. Okay, I think we got some really good stuff here. So the first step on doing this is to literally come up with the worst ideas you could think of. And so really we're just kind of getting it out of our system. So now that we have a really good list of terrible ideas on the left, what we're going to think about now is how we can flip these prompts to actually answer the question. And so it doesn't have to be like a literal opposite. It might be a figurative opposite. So one easy one is, instead of being confusing as possible, how might it be extremely easy to understand? How might we use a customer's language so that they get it? Something like that. Okay, so we're going to try to see how we can kind of flip either the concept of it. You can try to do a direct flip, or like what's the principle that we might be able to use in order to answer this prompt here. Okay, so let's look at I don't know, make it as, I don't know, let's try something else more fun. Refer to customers as gullible, knuckle-dragging suckers. What might be the opposite of that? Or what principle might we extract from that could actually be a good idea?
We'll establish some customer-friendly language to refer, like in hospitality, we refer to them as guests. You
I
know,
think just having respect for them, right?
Having respect. What's this? We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. Just interesting. Let me throw that in there. Okay.
Let's call.
Ensuring that the customer understands that you value them.
Ensuring
You don't exist without the customer.
those you value them. Yep. Let's do cameras in restrooms. What might be the opposite of that, or the principle of that?
Respect
We
for
value your
privacy,
privacy,
integrity.
Show integrity.
even in the restroom.
Even in the that looks like make customers feel safe.
Maybe it's showing more real pictures of your employees to make it more human.
Show real pictures to make it human. That's great. Yeah. Let's look at, let's see. How about make your links go to a porn site?
Okay, I was actually thinking about this because this one was mine. So there's two potential options. One is ensure that your customer service links go to where they're actually supposed to go for customer service. Or alternatively, correctly label the porn site that you're going to.
What else do we got there? So if it's maybe leading to an inappropriate place or something that's unexpected, what might that look like if it's content to create a customer experience? What other ideas do we have here?
I always like
Reputable sources.
Say that again, Emily.
Link to reputable sources,
See.
right? Like knowledge sharing with qualified sources.
Qualified sources. Okay.
Some sort of graphic indicator or something. Safe links are guaranteed. Links are validated.
So also, I mean, that could be, with the privacy things and phishing and all that stuff. So like there's something interesting about that too. Okay.
Leo, you said something about, if a link is going to go someplace unexpected. I think it's, there's a number of places where if something is unexpected, they'll give you a little bit of a warning ahead of time. I think it's on NPR. I was listening to a story and they said, oh, this may contain, I don't know if it was graphic content or whatever it was. So, because people are listening to the radio in the car and they might have children. So there's just an appropriate warning.
Yeah, it happens on the news all the time. Like, this may be too graphic for you.
Yeah, NSFW, isn't that it? Not safe for work or not safe for family.
I think that's now a website.
Not safe for work.
I wouldn't know. How do you, Mark? Just kidding.
Okay, let's do another one. How about employees in the nude? What might be the opposite of that to be improved
Employees
content?
doing a hobby, you know, get dressed.
So
Present
employees doing a
ourselves, you know, we want to present ourselves professionally or express our brand.
Show
And
them
how
as
we-
kids.
so almost kind of showing the humanity of employees. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, actual photos of kids. Not their kids, but them as kids. You know,
Show
a high school or elementary school photo.
That's fun.
Okay.
And Diane said in the chat, pets too. Add pets.
Oh yeah.
with the kids. Show pets. Okay. Appropriate and brand. Okay. This is great. Okay, so let's just kind of zoom back out. So here's what we kind of came up with. So establish customer-friendly language like guests from hospitality, which came from confusing, have respect for customers. We are ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. Ensuring the customer knows you value them. This was instead of saying like no empathy, respect for privacy. So this came from the cameras and restroom, make customers feel safe. And then we had show real pictures of employees to make it human. From the nude porn site, we got ensure your CX links go to the right places, link to reputable sources, graphic indicator, safe links guaranteed, give an appropriate warning for links. I think the journey map and understand how customers usually came from that. And then in the nude, we came up with showing employees doing a hobby, present ourselves professionally, showing humanity of employees, and then dress appropriate and brand your business. So you can see there's some kind of interesting ideas that come from the worst ideas, right? And so basically how this works is you go through the list of the bad stuff and then you come up with the flips. And we could have spent more time going through all the stickies here, or we could have also spent more time on one particular sticky and then seeing how we flush that out. So there's kind of different options that you have to use this. But what you really get is just new thought, right? Because we never think about trying to go to the worst place and then seeing what goodness we can extract from this. So when I was at Chick-fil-A corporate, when I ran this exercise, one of the first times I ran this, because I made this tool up, was somebody was like, let's do drugs. And so that was the worst idea. And then what interestingly happened was the flip of that, which I can't remember now, actually became the source or the nugget for the actual idea the team moved forward with. And so we use this tool and then the flip of that to then start ideating and kind of adding meat. So as you can see, like right now, what we have here is just kind of like, I call these like idea starters. These are sort of like very sort of high level ideas, right? And so the next step that we're going to shift gears into is adding, I like to say it's adding more meat to the bones, if you will, because these are like idea fragments. And so you're going to go into breakout rooms and add more meat to this. So like, for example, make customers feel safe. That's very high level. How do we then take this concept and blow it out more in order to the answer to the question, how might we improve the content you're creating for customer experience? You know, what does that look like? Is that, I don't know, is that a website? Is that an app? Is that content on social media? Is it a video? There's all sorts of ways to make customers feel safe. Are they signage and literally in the store, like whatever it is? And so you as a team will then spend some time thinking through how you can make that idea more tangible. So we're going to send you. So what you're going to do is, I don't know if you can take, let me see if I can copy all these. Your team will actually pick one of these ideas to go deeper on. Okay, so I'm going to give you that permission to do that. I'm going to see if I can copy all this and just throw it in the chat so you have a record of all these. So let's see if this will work. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So here are all the ideas in the chat. So we're gonna send you into breakout rooms. So Tom's gonna work on that, and then I'm gonna send you into Mural. I'd love to know, does everybody know how to use Mural in this room, or does anybody need kind of like a quick overview? How are we doing with Mural? Do we know how to use Mural? Okay, so I'm seeing some head shakes. So let me show you super quick how to use this. It's really easy. So when you come here, you're going to go to this outline, and then you're going to select whatever group you're in. So if you're in group 1 in the breakout, you'll go to group 1. If you're in group 2, you'll just click on group 2, and this will send you literally to where you need to go. To edit a sticky, all you do is double click it. So you just use your mouse and double click and you can type whatever. And you only will need probably one person to scribe in the room. So you actually only need one person to do this. So you just type whatever you want and then you can just double click again and then type whatever you want. It's that easy. If you want to create a new sticky, you literally click this little tool over here and you can drag a sticky, or you literally click the sticky icon and it'll just make you another one. And then you type. That's all you need to do. It's super easy. So if you can double click with the mouse, you're good to go, and you can edit it. For whatever reason, if you can't edit, you can also right click and say go to edit text, and then you can type stuff in there as well. So different options. Double click is the easiest way to use a sticky. Any question on that?
What's the link?
Yeah, I'm going to give you that as well. So I'm going to create this. So you're going to all jump over to here. And Tom, if you want to start working on the breakout rooms, we'll send them off.
If everyone can grab the link before you go to the breakouts, because otherwise I think you don't have, can't do it. So everybody grab the mural link. I'm going to create 7 rooms. So it should be about 3 of you to each team. And we're going to give you 15 minutes to complete this exercise. So let me go ahead, assign automatically. I'm creating 7 rooms and we will see you in 15 minutes. So we're riding the Leo Chan train today. So Leo's going to let it rip. So you guys have fun.
Everybody enjoy the time. I think people are still coming back too, right?
Yeah. A lot of new names. Good to see the new people here. This is great. Glad you guys are here.
All right. So are we still trickling back in? Yeah, looks like numbers are still going up.
Yeah, they're rolling. They're rolling in.
Okay.
It's hard. Once you get them in breakouts, they get along so well. They kick and scream coming back. You know, catch them in always in mid sentence.
Always cliffhanger.
No.
Yeah.
I never got to finish my thought.
Okay. So
Right,
I
Leo.
can see tons of stickies, which is fantastic. So even the 12 that we had was just, you all blew it out of the water. So that's great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go group to group and elect. If you haven't elected a spokesperson, elect a spokesperson or volunteer somebody to go ahead and share what your group came up with. So we'd love to know what the prompt was that you started with, and let's see how y'all fleshed out the idea. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, and I'm randomly going to call a group, which will be group number 1. And so if someone can talk about what y'all came up with, looks like you already pink stickied what you started with. So love that. Take a note from them, other groups, pink sticky, or wherever you want to do it. Can somebody share group 1, what y'all came up with?
So I find it funny that as I was glancing through the rest of them, we might not be the only group that chose.
That's okay. Okay, interesting.
The company knows they're valued. I think the majority of the groups selected this one. So maybe it's more of a collaborative conversation than a linear report out. But we, even drew on some of the other things that were given as good ideas and started kind of with use their language when communicating with them, making sure that you're speaking on the same level. And we had referred we were thinking about internal and external clients in most of these cases, just trying to make sure that we were respecting making everyone feel valued. And I think that goes kind of hand in hand with clear and direct communication for them. We really thought it was important to respect their time, to help show value for them. And a lot of them around showing empathy, building relationships, building an authentic relationship, which leads to kind of the personal post-purchase follow-up. Sometimes, along with clear and direct communication is explaining the rest of the story. We referenced Paul Harvey's, like, maybe you don't understand why we're doing something that may not make you feel valued or make the experience smoother. But if you understand the why behind it, everything could go more smoothly and you'd feel more valued. Obviously, some of the obvious ones, white glove service, going above and beyond, will help customers understand that you value them. and walk in their shoes, be the customer, understand what they value so that you can respect that and meet their expectations, making sure that what you think is over delivering for them is actually over delivering for them and not making something inconvenient for them without understanding what their real values are. I think I hit most of our high hard ones. Is there anything any of my other group members want to add real quick? Okay.
All right, let's give Shelley in group one a round of applause. Anything to add? Any questions? Any feedback from the other groups?
It's interesting. We went into a lot of the same kind of things, but without going as much into very similar. You'll see, but not the same.
Great.
Mark, what group were you? Do you want to have your group? Go next?
4.
Group 4. Okay, let's slide on over to group 4. Mark, are you the voluntold
yeah.
person? Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So we hit on the ladies and gentlemen, and it really came down to sort of giving labels, if you will, to everyone, employees versus customers. We started off talking a little bit about how language in general with marketing is very militaristic. Our target market, we're going to capture, share, et cetera. But giving from the basis of designing an experience, you want to sort of identify what is that interaction? Who are the players? Disney's actors and guests. Everyone's. When you're on stage, no matter who you are, the janitor, you're an actor at Disney in their theme parks. So we talked a little bit further about how it's more important now than ever to really identify who it is you're talking to. Especially in the age of bot, voice bots are going to make it even harder to detect a human versus a non-human. And then it comes down to personality and culture. Ritz has ladies and gentlemen. You automatically are equals. We're ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen, versus say, Walmart, store associates serving what, exactly. So then that in customer inclusion, whatever you do from the very beginning, it's going to give you some sort of navigation, if you will, especially new employees and new customers. We said everyone could be equal. Everyone's a coworker, everyone's a guest or whatever, but that doesn't help a customer when they have a problem. So that internal naming needs to differentiate. So you're talking to a manager, a salesperson, a mechanic, if you will, at a car dealership, or the parts person. Sometimes you have to have the labeling there to delineate the role. So as a customer, if you need to escalate or call the right people, you're talking to the right person. There's a lot of labels out there. Director of happiness, the chief, chief cheesemaker, whatever the heck it is. Those labels don't help a lot when it comes down to it. So you want to use a language that's intuitive, and a language that we use with each other is also setting the tone. If we call everybody dog or hoe or whatever, it's going to set a tone for that place, and that's fine if the brand's that way. We've got the slutty vegan here, and that's what they actually do. They call each other dog and hoe, but that's their culture. And so ultimately it comes down to meeting the expectations the customer has of the brand and the employees.
Thank you, Mark. Anything to add, group 4, to what Mark shared? Any questions for group 4? Comments, feedback? All right, let's give them a virtual round of applause, everyone. Great job. Thank you. Who'd like to, actually, no, I'm just going to pick. Group 3, would you like to go next? Somebody from group 3?
Yes, I was voluntold. Hi, I'm Emily. I'll talk through what we did, which was also ensuring the customer knows that you value them. So a lot of kind of similar themes to the previous group, but a few more tactical, right? Like don't share customer information and tell them you won't. You want to provide that sense of security. Keep things simple. We talked a lot about using straightforward language, no jargon, no salesy buzzwords type BS that people don't understand, right? Keep it simple. Always make sure you're thanking them, showing gratitude, saying we appreciate you. We talked a bit about kind of making things relevant or offering them value, right? Like balance that value equation. So they're giving us their time and money. We need to be providing something of value to them as well. Empathy, honesty. I mean, number one would be listening to your customers, asking them what they want, asking them what they value, making sure that you're doing those very simple upfront things of interacting with them in that way. Following up on things that you've committed to, especially, but and that kind of goes hand in hand with the showing appreciation and gratitude. As much as you can personalize experiences for them. So, speaking directly to an individual, not like, customer number 575, right? Like making sure that they feel like they're personally being spoken to in communication, one-on-one communication specifically. And then rewarding loyalty, I think, was another thing we talked a bit about, having that rewards program or something where you're showing value for your, I guess, most loyal customers, everybody, of course, but having something extra for the loyal ones. So I think those are the highlights. There might be a few more in here that I missed, but kind of some general themes there.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. Group 3, anything to add to what Emily shared? Or any questions from everybody else? Comments, feedback? Okay, everyone, great job. Virtual applause. Well done, group 3. Okay, I'm going to go to not group 2, but this one down here. Group 7. What did group 7 come up with, and who would like to share from your team?
I'll share a bit. We're talking about personalization and our little pink one, Leo, is gone. But it's about acknowledging our customers in what they've shared with us. And so one of the things, especially just since I'm the one that's talking about it, I'll say one of the things that I put out there was making sure to call out actions that we've taken as a result of feedback that we've gotten. Not only in the invitation to offer feedback and invitation to survey, but also as marketing and outreach. Hey, we get this feedback from you and we're so grateful for it. And this is what we've done as a result of the feedback that you've done, which also shows the value that you place in the feedback, but also incentivizes feedback because people know or are more assured that what they have to say isn't going to just go into a black hole. It'll actually be acted on, which is a virtuous cycle because you get that feedback. So you have even more to work on at that point. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there as well.
It looks like anything else to add, group 7? Okay, any questions, comments for group 7? Feedback? All right, great job. Thanks for sharing. We'll give you a round of applause. I saw some virtual applause already as well, so great job. All right, and then last but not least, I think group 2. Looks like, okay, so we do have a lot of the same topic. Anybody from group 2 like to share this? If somebody's talking, you're muted. Any takers, group 2?
Yes, I can go.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I had to multitask, so I didn't hear what other people said, but our conversation was really focused around like, what do we value personally in our relationships? And then we broaden that to, okay, then what would we expect as a client, as a customer? So proactive communication, timely communication, meet me where I am, focus the conversations around value delivery and help me celebrate, make that information accessible to me, and help me celebrate meeting those milestones with your partnership, anticipating needs, empathy, of course, surprise and delight, all of the basics of customer experience, being transparent, having difficult conversations when they're needed. I don't know, Anna, Denise, Diane, anything else you'd like to point out? That does it for
I
us.
think we also
I think you
talked,
did a good
again,
job.
we were talking about that, the understanding what value they're after. In other words, how do they measure us from that perspective to understand truly what value we can create for them? That came from Denise. She was talking about her patient experience. And
Thank you for sharing. Anything else to add or feedback, questions, comments, or group number 2? Okay, so I'm throwing a bunch of links here. I'm going to stop sharing real quick. Any questions for me how this tool works or how you might use it? So in the chat, I actually have a page on my website if you want to like rejig yourself with how to use the tool. There's some prompts that will, like the prompts I gave today, they'll give you some prompts on how you can use it. So you can go there and enjoy it. There's a video about how to do it as well. But this is how you do this. So you come up, you get together as a group. I like to start sessions together like this because, again, nobody wants to have the bad idea in the group. So we get it out of the way. We laugh. It's fun. It's lighthearted. So we do the worst ideas we can come up with. As a facilitator, you need to prompt sometimes to be like, hey, this is not bad enough, like come up with worst ideas. And so sometimes you may have to throw some ideas in there to get that started. Once you come up with a healthy list, you think about the opposite. So, you can go sticky by sticky and see what comes up, or you could kind of prompt them to see. And again, it's not literal opposites. It could be literal opposites, but what's the sort of the genesis or the idea behind what's being said, and what principle can you take to come up with the other, how to answer that question. And then, so you have 2 options. So what we did today was, I like to say, again, those stickies are idea fragments. So you're not going to be doing a lot with them. I always like to go deeper on them. So what you did today, like go into groups, flesh it out, spend time with it, see what you can come up with, because that's actually what you can actually proceed with. If we had time, we would have actually done voting. So we had a little secret area which we would have been like, hey, of all this, the groups that we heard, what's resonating with the community right now, let's vote on group 2, whatever it is. You get 3 votes or whatever you want to do, let them vote up. And so you can kind of get a pulse in the room. And then now as a team, you have a sort of a gut check on where you want to go next. So this is one ideation technique. There's tons more out there that I know, but this is one of my favorites. I made this one up. And so I hope you enjoyed this, and any questions or feedback or comments for me before we close out.
Let's give Leo a big hand. Awesome. Hey, thanks, Leo.
Hey, absolutely.
And there's a possibility that Leo might be speaking at our conference on November 1st and 2nd. We're double checking his schedule. He may have to double up in one of your hotel rooms. We'll work something out. No. We always have fun at our conferences, and I'm really excited to share that next month, for the first time, we're actually going to be featuring one of the faculty from the master's degree program, Wayne Simmons, who is a global customer experience lead for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals. He teaches our course in experience strategy, and his session is focusing on organizational change in the realm of customer experience management, probably an area that most of us are very familiar with firsthand. I hope you guys are enjoying the monthly roundtables, and make it a habit. Show up every month, and maybe we'll even, I notice we actually have a couple instructors in the program for the master's program. Diane and Z are here, and I see some students too. Leslie, you might be the only student today, Leslie, but I'll leave it to you guys to sell the program. But thanks again. This has been great. You'll have to pardon me. It's midnight here in Singapore, so I think I'm going to go to bed. But and on to Bali next week, and that's the next thing. I need to get all you guys into Asia. We're going to work on that. So we need to not just meet virtually, but and meet in person too. So I'm actually working with a university in Vietnam to organize the country's first CX conference in December. I'll be sending you information now. I think all the presentations will be in Vietnamese, so you might have to brush up on that, but it would be fun to be there. So thanks again for being here, guys. Look forward to seeing you again next month.
Thank you.
And Leo, thanks again, Leo.
Yeah, happy to.
Thanks,
Leo.
Leo.
Nice to meet everybody. Take care.
Have fun in Bali.
Bye.
Guys. Take care.